Good afternoon. It's 5 o'clock. It's that time again. Hello, everyone's signing on. I hope everyone's doing well. Let me use my cute little iPhone holder today. Hey, oh wait, let me turn it this way. I have it backward. I might have shown y'all this last year. Look how cute this cell phone holder is. Hope, my friend Hope, one of my besties, she makes these, and you can go to her website, hopeyoder.com, and order these for Christmas. I ordered, I believe my mother one. I can't remember who else I ordered one, meaning like family wise. But isn't this cute? So you just put your little shell phone right there. I love it. So get y'all one of those. They're really cute, and they're very, they're handmade, and we're all handmade people here. Hello, everyone. 1 second. Let me get it to sit up. I'll probably end up knocking it over because that's what I do best, is knock things over. But let's see if we can get this to stand up. Hello, everyone. It's not a great surface to have it on. Y'all have no idea what my setup looks like. Okay, so behind and that away, it looks like a bomb went off. One day I'll have to give y'all a real tour of my little bitty sewing room. Y'all will be like, that is the most unorganized person I've ever met in my life. And I am. I'm super unorganized. But it functions enough and it works and all that. So welcome. Yeah, we're having a gorgeous day here. I'm not even sure the temperature, but it's really beautiful enough to open up the house. I'm so excited. Our fall is here, which means it's probably in the 70s. So happy about that. Take a breath. I haven't breathed since I started talking. So good afternoon. We're back. It's Sunday, and it's Sunday, Facebook Live Sunday here at the Beehive. I hope everyone's doing great. I hope you have been sewing and having a lot of fun. And I'm finding out that Sundays are the only days I really get to do anything anymore, and it's really hard. But I at least get to come in here. I got my second. And I am no way affiliated with this, by the way. I showed y'all last week I ordered the perfectly pieced me time little kits, and it's a Kimberbell company. And I got my second one. See, I'm getting these because it's making me actually sew. And it's all in the hoop quilt blocks, which are super duper cool. And they send you the fabric, and they usually send you a little gift. Look how cute these little pins are. They're little fall leaves. And they send you a spool of thread to do the whole thing, and directions and embroidery designs and all kind of stuff. But look how pretty this fabric is. This is October's. And again, I'm in no way affiliated. It's just, something that I thought would be good for me to make sure I do stuff. And then it comes with a cool little card, and it comes with directions, and like I said, embroidery files. It's really cool. So I know I've seen some of you on the Me community group, or the Me Time community group, and I'm so excited. I get to see y'all on there. It's fun. I'm like, oh, I'm doing that too, and I'm not teaching. I love this. I'm actually making something. I love it. So check that out. The little boxes, it's not the big Bella box, which is really cool, but I just think that for me, I don't have a lot of time, but these are a perfect amount of time. I can just, sit there in peace in the hoop. How's Jason? Jason's great. He went fishing, so hopefully by himself. I mean, not hopefully by himself, by himself. So hopefully he's doing pretty good out there catching some fish, and he's got my phone on in case he needs anything. But he's doing really, really good. We've got chemo week next week, so he'll feel a little icky, but he'll be fine. You know, he's been pushing through, and you know, each month is a different there's different symptoms or whatever. They happen at different times. So we're just kind of learning that. So, but he's doing really good. Yeah. Let's see. What do I have for you guys today? Do I have any? I guess I don't have any actual news, but today we're just going to create like we normally do. Now, what we're going to go over today, a lot of the baby lock machines, it doesn't start on the flare. It starts right above, somewhere right above the flare. Have a special button on your machine. And I have taught on this before, and I meant to go look back at what video this was. It may say patches. So you can go back and watch that video on this same technique, but we're going to be using it a little bit differently today. And it's an applique function, but it's not the applique function you're kind of thinking of. Normally when we think of applique, I'm looking behind me here, we're thinking about like where you can see, here, let me put my finger there we go. That gold patch right there, that's an applique piece that is embroidered over, or like the petal of a flower, I don't know, you know, regular applique. And why didn't I get some examples out? Because I should have gotten a good example of an applique out. Oh, well, this is perfect. Most of the time when we're thinking of appliques, we're thinking of an actual shape that's embroidered on. So you can see this is the poppy. And we actually created an freestanding poppy there. But hey, Gary, how are you doing? What we're going to be doing is something a little bit different. With this little function on the machine, it actually, you embroider out the design and it creates a applique around it. So it looks like this. And I have one hanging up here that I can pull right off. So it looks like this. So it's not like applique pieces, parts of a design. It's actually creating something like this. And this is great for patches. This is great for, you know, anything fun, right? Well, I decided I would show y'all how to do it, but maybe put it on a quilt. Put this applique patch on a quilt. Really easy. So y'all may remember last week, if you watched last week, what we did is we went over quilting in the hoop, but on the Solaris Vision, because it has the new feature. Well, I didn't know what I was going to do with my piece, so that's a new embroidery design inside of the Solaris Vision. So I decided, and it's just the butterfly, so I decided to turn that into an applique using the applique function. Isn't that cute? So I still don't know what I'm going to do with this. I've been thinking about something circular, but you know, it's really, really cute. And what's really, really cute is using it for lettering. And I have something super special to show y'all. And I'm gonna show you that a little bit later on, what I'm doing with the lettering using that applique function. And it's gonna be really cute. And so it kind of falls in that Halloween mode. But first I want to go through showing you how this button works. It's when you've never used it before, it can be a little bit confusing if you don't read the manual or see someone do it. So it just looks, you're just like, well, that didn't work how I wanted it to. Well, let me show you how to make it work. It's really cool. It's really easy, and you can have a lot of fun with it, like I did with the other thing that I'm going to show y'all a little bit later, because it's going to be really cute. So I hope everyone's having a great day. And I see a lot of y'all saying, hello, hey, Gloria. Yeah, cut my hair off. And much easier. So let's get in it. And what I'm going to be using today for this process, and it's going to make a lot more sense by the time we are done, is I'm going to use some sticky tearaway. It's stuck on there. Now, depending on if you're going to be making a patch or something, you're going to want to research. You may not want to use a sticky tearaway. And then what I have is just a piece of fabric material. And I do have a fusible interfacing on the back. That's to hold the stitches. It adds body to your fabric. And I use that quite often when I'm using cotton fabric because it's going to change the chemistry of the fabric. Now, what you would want to already have done is if you're going to use the applique feature on a quilt or something else, a jacket or something like that, you want to have that material prepared and ready to go. So just like this one, it was already quilted. I would have this, ideally, I would have this hooped in a second hoop. And why would I do that? Well, because we're going to create the applique first. We're going to cut it out and then place it onto our quilt or jacket or whatever. So, or clothing, wherever you want to put this. And again, it's going to make more sense as I actually show you the process, because this applique feature, again, is not used how you're used to. It's used a little bit differently. So we're going to be making that. So I have my little here, and I'm just going to be doing a small one just so you can get the idea. Now, here's the other thing. I got a new camera. So bear with me if if the lighting's weird, it self-adjusts. So first time using it, we're going to see how it works. I'm happy with it so far, but it's still, I'm not used to the self-adjusting. I'm used to one that I have to adjust, and it takes the control away from me, and I hate that. I hate that control. But what I'm using today is the Solaris, just because it's set up and ready to go. However, again, you will be able to find this on a lot of the Baby Lock machines, this little function, and it all looks the same when I show it to you. It looks like a little shield, and and everything's like leaving my mind which machines it's actually on. But again, I don't think it's on the Flare. I think it's on higher models or, the midline and the upper lines. But you can create this. We're not using any IQ. We're not using anything like that. We're using a special built-in button. Now, do you have this on your Brother machines? Yeah, I believe you do. You should. If you don't, let me know, because I could be telling you something that's totally wrong. But here we go. You want to try it? I do. It's really fun. Okay, so we're going to switch over, and here we go. And there we go. Now, I know I have to turn off a light. Yes, that's blurry. Remember, it self-adjusts. So here we go. We're going to come back here. And it still seems a little bright, but I'll have to figure out how I can fix that. Okay. So we are on our screen. Now, again, no matter which one you are on, this is how you're going to find it. But first, what you want to do is choose a design that you want to create that applique shape around. Again, with my little girl here, with my little pretty butterfly that's built in, my sound is out of sync. Well, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to figure that out. So let me see here. Yeah, sometimes, hey, this is a one-woman show and it's not fancy. So sometimes things get a little weird. So I'm sorry if I am out of sync. I really don't know how to fix that. I do apologize. Maybe I can learn how to do that one day. Okay, so I'm going to... You sound fine to me. Okay, good. All right. What I'm doing is making sure the camera doesn't move here. I use a little bit of tape here. Okay. So with this little guy, I chose the butterfly, and then I built that applique shape around it. So it kind of looks like a patch, right? Well, that's what we're going to do. So I am using my mouse, so you won't see my fingers. But you want to select an embroidery design first. So we're going to go to embroidery. And no matter what design you have, it could be a brought in design, it could be anything in your machine, whatever you want to use, it's totally up to you. Now, how I found the new designs, if you have the Solaris Vision, oh, let me go back, I'm clicking too fast. It's in the number 2 section right here. So I'm going to click on that. And then you'll see 04 tab. And it's got some really cute designs. Like I saw Melinda, she stitched out this adorable, and it's pretty big, and it's an applique sewing machine. So stinking cute. So that little butterfly was way down here. There she is right there. She's little. There's even a bee. Y'all know I love that. So I love this one too. It's a woodland scene. It's a little hard to see, but it's really pretty. I thought that would be really pretty on a pillow or something like that. But there are some new designs in there. Okay, but what I'm going to show you with is just something super simple like a letter, just because it'll stitch out quickly. So what I want to do is select, and this is going to be really small, but I'll zoom in. What I want to select is a letter. And there we go. So I've got the letter B. Just chose the letter B. Now, in order to create this little outline or this little applique shape, all you have to do is go up to your edit area right here. So see edit. And yours may be in a different area, but that's what we're looking for, is where it says edit. We're going to click on it. And then what you're going to look for is this little guy right here. Do you see that shield? That is like a little applique icon. It's really cool. So again, it's not going to take a design and put, if it's a design of the butterfly and you want to put wings as an applique, it's not going to do that. It's almost creating like a patch. So I'm going to select this shield, and you see what it does. It puts a, well, all you can see right now is a satin stitch around it. And what it does is, when we think about embroidery, when we're doing applique, remember we have 3 parts of applique. First, we have the placement line. Then we have the tack down. Then we have the finishing stitch. This one works a little different, but it still has those 3 lines in there. But ours are going to work a little differently. So although you can't see it, we do have those first 2 stitches and then our finishing stitch. So there's our B. Now you can change the distance of how close that applique line is. So I can come in here and get it really close, or I can space it out and make it pretty far apart. There we go. And I think I'll just kind of leave this one about 2.6. It's fine. Just because it's going to be a quick stitch out for you. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to select OK. We're done. Now, if you had like a bee or a flower or a boat or something like that in the center, it would look exactly the same. Your design would be there, and there would be your shape. Okay. All right. So now all I would have to do is go to embroidery. And this is what the screen looks like. So let me zoom in a little bit more so you can see, and hopefully, I know it's a little bright. That's the thing I need to figure it out, is the brightness. Okay. So what we have is we have whatever design is going to stitch out first. It doesn't matter if it's a 10-color design or whatever, it's going to stitch out first. Then what you have is your applique trace cut line. And what that means is, after this is done, it's going to stitch out a line. We are going to remove the fabric, yes, the fabric from the hoop, and we're going to cut along that dotted line. Then we're going to bring in whatever our quilt fabric or our jacket or whatever that needs to be hooped. Let's pretend like we're hooping this area. And the little letter B is going to be stitched right here. What happens is, when we put that in the hoop, this is going to be your placement line, this second one right here, your placement line for your applique. Then the last stitch is the zigzag. So let me show you how that's going to work. Okay, so what I have is I have my sticky stabilizer and I have a piece of fabric here. I have my thread in and all that. So I will go ahead and place my hoop on, and I will get you right there in just a second. Okay, let me move the phone out of the way. Let's move, oops, I'm sorry. Again, remember, not a tight ship over here. Okay, so the first thing I told you it's going to do is stitch out the letter B. So I'm going to hit start and let that stitch out. Yeah, so the phone holder isn't working great for what I'm doing right now, so I'm going to place that to the side, but I do use it all the time. Right, so what happened is my bottom thread apparently did not pick up, so I'm going to start over. And let's take a look. Now, when this happens to you, what you want to do is go back to your bobbin thread first and rethread that. And ideally, I would rethread the top as well. And I'm going to just start all over. I'm going to put this back in. If you are unsure, let me show you a little trick here. Just start over. If you're unsure that your I am falling apart over here. Everything's falling. Okay. If you are unsure if your bobbin thread is going to pick up, all you have to do is hold your thread back here, push your needle drop button, pull it back up, and pull your bobbin thread up and give it a little pull. So it is working. Okay, there we go. That's just a little tip. All right, let's start over here. We're going to stitch out this letter B. There we go. Right now, I really don't care about these threads. They'll get hidden. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. We can get down a little bit more in there. There we go. Where y'all can see that a little better, bit better, little bit bettery. Hey, Cindy, you're fine. It's okay to be late to this show because you can always go back and rewatch it. Now, however you hoop your fabric is up to you. Just for these, I tend to just hoop it with sticky stabilizer. It's no big deal. But it's just however you want to do it. Okay, so our letter B is stitched out. Let me bring that forward and let's get rid of those little thready threads there. Okay, perfect. And let's get rid of that bobbin thread that I pulled up. Okay, now what you're going to see for its next stitch is an outline stitch. So let's stitch that out. And this is the stitch that you're actually going to trim on. Now, could you do this step just like this on a quilt without removing it from the hoop? Yes, you would have to have the hoop or the quilt hoop. But I'm just showing you how there's many ways to do it, but this is like the first one. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is remove the hoop. And I'm going to bring this down a little bit so I can show you guys what's going to happen. Okay, so we're going to remove the hoop and I'm going to bring this out of the hoop. Now, when you're tearing away from tear away stabilizer, we never just yank it apart. Let's just pull it. I like to pull it a little bit free, and then I take my fingers and push through. Because you're stressing the stitches when you start ripping it away. So it's better just to come to the back and peel it away. There we go. Now I'm going to leave the tearaway stabilizer inside of here. You can remove it, but just for today's purpose, it's fine. I'm going to leave it. Now what I'm going to do is flip it over, and I'm going to cut, I'm going to cut directly on this line, and that's created my applique. Can you adjust the distance away from the letter in the ring? Yeah, you should be able to. You should be able to do it on all. As far as I know, but I would have to go check that, to be honest with you. My machine is not in here. So that's a good question. That may just be a Solaris thing. So yeah, if you selected that little icon and it's not showing up, then you probably cannot. Maybe that's just a Solaris thing. Now I'm cutting really close, or pretty much on the stitch line, like kind of right below it, but on it, if that makes any sense. Okay. There we go. And there's my little applique piece. Now what I would do is, let's pretend I have this hoop. The next stitch would stitch out this exact same stitch. And what I would do is place this directly in that placement line, and the machine would tack it down and do a final zigzag around the, or a satin around the edge. And then my applique would be placed down, right? Okay, so super easy, really quick, a lot of fun. Now, if you wanted to make this a patch, what I would tell you, and again, I've done this video as early on, you can go back through the video list and find it. What you would do is leave this in the hoop, you would trim away this part, and you would add no, not for a patch. You could, yeah, you would let it stitch out the satin stitch. And I would use either a wash away stabilizer or 50% wash away stabilizer. And it would end up like this. Where did I put it? So it would end up like that. So on the back, I have Badge Master on the back of this one. So this could ideally be fused to a shirt or a jacket or a bag or something like that. So this is one of the built-in fun font. After the icon, does the screen show up like yours did? Okay, so then maybe that is something that I didn't realize. So yeah, so if you don't have the distance, it's no big deal. It's about like this, because this one I know I did on the Meridian. So I'm pretty sure I did this one on the Meridian. I had to have, because I don't know if I had this machine yet. And you can see the distance is perfect. So you can just move it really far away and really close. So I wouldn't stress that too much. But let me show you what I'm actually working on using this technique. Are y'all ready to see? And this goes on along with, I was telling you that I've been wanting to do something for Halloween. Let me get some lights back on in here. And switch it back over to me. Now it's not complete because I wanted to show you one of the steps. Now, it's ginormous, but I use the largest hoop that I have. You can do the exact same thing in your Meridian or whatever machine you have. You use your largest hoop, and look how cute. It's going to be a pillow. Look how cute. So this font is built into the Solaris. Can't remember if it's built into the Meridian, y'all or Altair, you'll have to tell me. Now I did quilt the background using IQ Designer. So I just put on my largest hoop and told it just all over quilt it, right? And then I made these first. So let me show you, where's the other one? So the last one we're gonna put on is the last O over here. And I'll show you what the screen looks like. Is that not stinking cute? Oh my gosh, I love this. Okay, so hopefully this week I'll get to finish it and show it to you guys. But we're gonna put on the last letter. So here's that letter that I stitched out using the applique shape. And now all I have to do is, I've saved it to my machine, is skip forward to the placement line. Then that'll stitch out. Then I'll place this down and it'll tack it down. You ready to see that? It's super cool. So let's change it back over. Let's get to work. Oh, wrong button. Told you, it's not a professional show. It's a live TV. Here we go. All right. So I'm going to slide my hoop back on. Now, what I did was I created these one by one and then saved them to the machine and brought them in and placed them together. And I'll show you what the screen looks like. Super easy. Now I'm going to have to move the machine towards me a little bit because this hoop is so large. I don't want it to hit the wall. Okay, so let's take a look at the screen here. There she is. And I'll just go back to where I saved the design. And you'll be able to see it here. There it is, boop. And what I want to do is that last O right there. So I'm going to go to embroidery. And since I didn't unhoop it or anything, it's going to go exactly where it's supposed to go. But I need to fast forward to this last O. And how you fast forward through your colors or through your color changes is you're going to use your plus minus sign right down here at the bottom. So let's tap that. And I'm just going to fast forward by using these up and down buttons until I get to that last O. So there's my cut line, my placement line, and my zigzag for my first O. Let's do the next O. This one's already stitched out. So I have it right here and I need to just place it. So what's going to happen is I've already done the cut line. I've cut out. So I'm going to zoom down to one more stitch and are your letters pieced fabric together or thread? Oh no, that's thread. That's the actual design. I'll show you where that's at in the machine. Is that variegated thread? Nope. I'll show you. This is actually the design. See it? Where it's like one color, one color, one color, one color, one color. Is that not cute? Now y'all can do that in IQ Designer. I can actually, this is built in, but I can show you how to do that in IQ Designer. It's really super easy if you have IQ Designer. All right, so what we're going to do from now on is just look at the hoop here and watch what it does, okay? And I'll show y'all a little bit later where those letters are if you have the Solaris. I want to say it's actually in the Meridian too. Cindy, or Kathy, if you're at your machine, Kathy Anderson, if you're at your machine, can you check to see if that font's in there? Oh, it'll be in the big one. I just can't remember off the top of my head. I want to say they are. Okay, so the next step is I've already created this. I now want to let it stitch out that placement line. Yeah, I wish I could, with this new one, I wish I could fix the focus, but like I said, it auto focuses, so I'm still trying to figure it out. I might send it back. I don't know. Okay. And what I'm going to do for the back of this one is just use my handy dandy 505 spray. Just give it a spritz just to hold it into place. You think it's on the Destiny too? Okay, awesome. Cool. Thank you. Okay, and I'm going to place this within that line that it's stitched. Now, here's the thing. If you don't get it exactly, I'm going to show you a trick. Okay, and I'm just going to press that down, and then I'm going to use my handy dandy mermaid wand by Sandra Shaw and the Embroidery Shop, and I'm going to hold it down because I don't want my fingers back there. But the last step is going to be this zigzag that taps it, that tacks it down. Now, if you find that it cuts it off a little bit, or you don't get it exactly, like that one I did not get exactly. So I think it should be fine. Because it's first the little zigzag that tacks it down, but I want you to see what it's doing right now. And this means that I did not place it correctly, but that's okay. I can fix it. And I'll show you what that I mean here in just a second. Keep my fingers out the way. Now you could use tape. You'll have to peel it away, but I'm going to stop this when it meets up to where it first started. And I'm going to cut the thread and show you what happened. And this is only happening, I think, because I didn't take my time to see it line up perfect. So bright. I hate that. Let's bring this out a little bit. Okay. There we go. So it's a little bright, but can you see some of that stuff that's left behind there? I want to get a pair of scissors and trim that. If not, you're going to have big pokey. So I'm going to get in there. I lift it up and then get in there with a little tight pair of scissors. So that just means I didn't line it up good enough. And that's okay. I'm not going to freak out about it, or I'm not going to actually take the time to unstitch that, which means seam rip it, and start over, because I can just clean those little edges up like that. There's some little fuzzies there. There we go. And I'm going to place it back on and let it finish up what it was doing. Now I always go back when I stop something. I always go back 10 stitches, 10 to 20. Okay. And now let's watch it do its thing. I'm digging this bright light thing. Okay. O2, Diane says O2 for the large fonts on the Solaris is where it's found. Yeah, and I'll show y'all exactly. I did not find it on the Altair. Okay, number 17 in our built-in fonts looks a lot like it. I think it's on the Destiny. Or your letters. Okay, we'll see. Again, I would have to go turn on the machine, but I don't know why I think it's in the large letters of the Altair and Meridian, but I could be totally wrong. I have been wrong many times. It's not okay. Thanks, Jacqueline. Thank you. Okay, well, I can show y'all how to create it if you want. I mean, I don't mind taking a few minutes to show y'all how to easily create it in IQ Designer. It's a really easy way to do it. It takes a little bit of time, but it's really cool. And I can see I'm going to have some pokies hanging out. You can't see them back there. And I'll just go and try. I know I have some over here that I'll just go back and clean up when I'm done. And that's fine. I try to get it as good as possible. But remember, I'm a good enough sewer. If it's good enough, I am happy with it. But I think this pillow is going to be so cute. I do. I have time. I can show y'all. Like I said, you have to, thank you, Jacqueline. You have to work at it, especially on the Altair and the Meridian, but it can be done. Totally can be done. So you could even in IQ Designer make the letters applique pieces like this, but we're not going to do that today. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work, but I do know that you can almost do anything you want using what you have built into your machine. If you are a Solaris, a Altair, a Meridian, or even a Destiny owner, or the Brother Like machines, you can do almost anything you want. But remember, if you have embroidery software, you can do a lot of these techniques as well. It's just learning your software, and like Palette 11, which Baby Lock has a ton of training on. It's just learning that. Okay, so that's done. Now let me show you what it, see, I think it's my cord. Y'all remember last week I was getting those little breakups? And now I'm wondering if it's my cord and not my camera. There we go. Okay. So I don't know if y'all can see those little breakups. Yep, you can. Okay. So maybe it's time for Anna to get a new cord. Okay. There we go. Let's go back over to moi. Hi. And let me show you what it looks like real time, or not real time, but really. Isn't that cute? You can see those fuzzies hanging off, and that's fine. I'll go back and clean those up. That doesn't bother me at all. But look how stinking cute that's going to be as a little pillow. It's adorable. And I use that applique feature and a built-in font, or one of the large built-in fonts. So, darling, I love it. Absolutely love it. That's going to be really cute. So hopefully that explains that button. I know I kind of went through it fast, but play with it. It's really, really fun. So let's get this back going here. You're seeing the back of me right now. Now let's play with that, what I was telling you. You can kind of break up letters and do all that with IQ Designer. So I'm going to switch back over. And again, you can do this on anything that has IQ Designer in it. So let's just go home and let me get y'all in the view here. There we go. That's pretty decent. That's somewhat decent. Colors. I love the colors too. Colors are so cute. Okay. So what you want to do is you want to go to embroidery first, and you want to look for your large fonts. And you want to look for like any of the fonts really. But again, if you're on an Altair or a Meridian or a Destiny, you have to kind of work for it a little bit. But with the Solaris, you do have a little bit more options. But let's look at this blocky font right here. On mine, it's 03. And I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to select this B. Now I'm going to select set. Now, here's the thing. This is what we're going to do. I want you to, okay. Did not find it on the Altair, but it is on the Brother Luminaire. Okay, so yeah, so it's on some machines and not on some. But this is how to kind of get around it, okay? Okay, so you're going to take a large font. Okay, Diane, thank you. So apparently Mike did something like this on Tuesday night at Mama's Boy Design Group. Okay, so here's what you're going to do. You're going to bring in your letter. Now, what you want to do is kind of remember what the center looks like. Now, if you are on a Solaris, you're going to be able to use this particular center. But we have to build them if we're on a Altair or Meridian, which is no big deal. Who cares? Because first what we want to do is we want to create an outline shape right here, an outline shape of this design. And how do we do that? We're going to use our outline button. So we're going to go to edit. We're going to use our little flower right here to create the outline. So it creates an outline of the letter. And now I'm going to do this as if I were on a Altair or Meridian. If I am on a Solaris, I could actually select on and it'll put the inside shapes in right here. But let's act like I'm not on one, because I know a lot of y'all have an Altair or Meridian. So I've got the outline shape of the B. and I'm going to select memory, or you may have an IQ icon down here at the very bottom. Okay, so you want to select that, and it's going to tell me something. It's going to say, hey, Anna, recall from IQ Designer stamp pattern list. This is where you're going to find that outline. And I'm going to say, okay. Now I'm done with this letter B. I'm going to go home and say, okay. Now let's go into IQ Designer. We're going to recall that shape right here. Going into the button it told me to go into, it's that circle and square icon right here. And then I'm going to go look for that same flower that I used to create the outline, which is right here. And if you look, there's your B, or whatever letter that you chose. Now notice when I click on it and say, okay, what comes in is just the outline of the outside. Remember, because the Altair, Meridian, and Destiny do not have the inside outline. So we have to create that, which is fine. We know what letters look like, right? So for this one being very, very blocky, it was just some rectangles. So I can go to my circle and square, grab a square, say okay. It's going to come in really big, and I'm going to go to size and shrink it down until I get it to what I want it to look like. Now I can use my unproportional buttons to kind of stretch it out if I want to, or shrink it down. And I'm just going to use that one and just bring it up. May not be the prettiest bee, but I could, you know, sit here and play and get it to where I want. I'm going to say okay. And since I need another opening here for my bee, I can actually use the duplicate key right here. So it looks like two squares, a solid square and a dashed line square. And tap on that and it'll bring another one in. Here's a trick, if you go to size and you see the move keys right here, you see the center key, you're going to tap that center key and it'll bring it directly center. And now I can bring it down. And now I've created my B. I'm going to tap off, and now you should be able to see my letter B. I am not liking how bright this is. So that's something that I need to work on, guys. You see how bright the screen is? Okay. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to turn all these lines, everything, the boxes, the B outline shape into a no-sew line. That means we're just going to use it as a guide. This B is a guide. So let's go to our line properties, which is the grouping of 4 icons right up here. And we're going to click on the little piece of paper. And we're going to select this guy right here. So it is a little button that has a zigzag with a red line going through it. So we're going to tap on that and we're going to say okay. Then what I want you to do, in that same grouping of 4 icons up at the top here, you're going to select the bucket. So tap the bucket, take your finger and tap all the lines. So we're going to tap the B, and then we're going to tap the square. So those are not going to stitch out. If you notice on mine, now, what you'll notice is there's no outline around these. They're just basically sectioned off. So we're turning off all the outlines because it looks really cool like this. All right. Now what we want to do is we want to draw some lines. And that's really easy. We're going to go back to our line properties. So we're going to go back to our little piece of paper right here. We're going to click on it. And I want you to select this guy right up here. So see him? I'm circling. It's just a straight diagonal line. I want you to make sure that your no-sew line is still selected. Make sure your no-sew line is still selected. And then okay. And now we just start drawing lines wherever we want. So I'm going to start over here. Let's zoom in so you can see it better. There we go. So I'm going to start up at the top here. I'm going, oh, I gotta turn it on. I'm going to draw a line straight across. And then I'm going to come, I don't know, however many inches or whatever you want to come down, not inches or whatever you want to come down. Just start drawing lines straight across it. Now start from the outside and go to the other outside. Even across the boxes. Yes, it will work. There we go. Now we could even draw those lines. We could have drawn those lines diagonally. So I'm going to clear mine. And I'm going to do diagonals. Look how cute this would be. And I'll show you what this is going to look like here in a minute. It just came to my head. Now, since these are all no-sew lines, me crossing lines like this will not hurt anything. I promise. All right, there we go. I've drew a bunch of lines. Now what we want to do is fill in the letters of the B with color. And what's going to happen is we're going to go to our fill properties. That's F-I-L-L. It's these grouping of how did you get the lines to go straight across? Mine are wonky. Okay, so let me clear this off and I'll show you. When you are starting, when you start to do your line, you'll notice they're wonky. What you're going to do is adjust it. Just keep holding it until the line gets straight. Keep moving it until the line gets straight. If it's just a little bit of wonky, you'll never know, I promise. So here, since I cleared those, I'll just do straight lines. And mine aren't very, very straight. It's just holding on to them. You know what? I don't like that last one. Let's do this here. There we go. All right. Okay. So now we're going to go to our fill properties. And we're going to go to our little piece of paper. And what we want to make sure of is that this button right here is selected. So that is your full fill stitch. It's not a decorative stitch, it's a fill stitch. And I want you to select a color. I'll select green and okay. I want to turn on my bucket. And I'm going to tap inside of the B every other line. Or you can do it however you want. You could do a rainbow effect if you want. Now I'm going to go grab another color, same way. Make sure my bucket's on and tap in there. Okay. So now all we have to do when we're done with that is select next. It's all stitches now. Oh my gosh, that is terrible. I see that happening, guys. How do I fix that? I don't know. It must be my cord. Maybe that's what all this problem has been coming from. All right, let me hold my cord up here, see if that'll help. I have had this since I traveled. Now I'm looking at it and I can see some little white in between. So what I might do is go to my density right here where it says 100%. Well, first I'm going to link all the greens. Remember, if it's all the greens, if they're the same, I can link them by using the little link key. Actually, since it's all the same, it's going to link them all. I'm going to go to density 110%, and let's see what's going to happen. See if that makes it better. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Okay, so now, of course, if you're on an Altair, Meridian, or a Destiny, you don't see in real time what it's going to look like until you hit preview down at the bottom. So you would hit preview OK, look at it. If you like it, you can move on. If you don't, you hit return. But since I like this one, I'm going to hit set OK, and there we go. And now I can stitch that out. How stinking cute is that letter, especially in the pink and green, because that's like totally my colors. So it's really easy just by using your outline key. Now, could I use it on a different shape or a different one? Yeah, I can. Let me go back in here and let me see. I really could do it on these if I wanted to. See how these come in, but they're already coming in. The pretty fancy fonts. The D, I could do the same thing. I just have to kind of draw that. Now, another thing you can do is we could go out to the interwebs and we could find a letter, right? We could find a letter outline. We could do letter outline clip art. We could scan it to our machine and create that same technique that way, right? And we've done tons of videos on that, so y'all can see that. This might be pretty in different little lines. Let me see. But we would have to remove the little, so that's on the Solaris. You can do that now. You can remove, there we go. So I could do this in multiple colors, very soft, maybe like this would be beautiful done in pastels, just all the way, like a pastel rainbow would be gorgeous. So there are a lot of things you can really do. So yeah, you can create yours. I'm glad, I'm not sure who first asked that, but thank you for asking that, because that shows you something else that you can do with IQ Designer, because we know we can do so much already with IQ Designer, right? Pretty cool. Thank you, Lynn. But yeah, I mean, it's really easy. Just remember to turn off the lines using the no sew feature. And yeah, you do have to do a little bit of designing if it's a letter in, but let's see something here. Since you're still with me. See the back of my head for a second. Let's see, let's go out here and let's see. I'm just gonna say alpha, I don't know, letters. Oops, that's wrong. Letters. Clip art, black and white. Oh, it doesn't give me like, yeah, there we go. Oh, look at there. Look, there, guys. So ideally what you could do, let's go to images. So here's the letter D, right? So we could save that and we could bring it in like we bring in clip art all the time, and it will create even the outline of the inner right there. That's a really cute one. That's a really cute one. So, I don't know, we could really do that. We could cheat the system, right? Right? So I'd like to see what y'all come up with that. Let's see what else. So I would get the ones that, of course, don't have the background on them, and the ones that are more open. They don't have a lot of design to them. Like these J's are perfect. This A right here is perfect. These B's, except for it has a background. This B is perfect for it. Just start looking around and you can really make your own alphabets. That would be really cool. Ooh, that would actually, this D would be beautiful stitched out just as is, wouldn't it? Maybe pretty, ooh, maybe, so much fun we can have. See, here's a pretty one that you could do that with. Well, there's background. So sometimes it's just playing around and looking to see. You should show Boo Pillow on SMP with different materials on the side. Do you have a video on doing that pillow? SMP, what's SMP? Hold on. Cindy, what's SMP? Because I'm blanking out. Mitchell, no, I'm just gonna, I am going to, I don't know, you know what, last year, oh, I gave it to my niece. Hold on. Let me show y'all some. I don't know if you were with me last year. I think sewing machine, oh yeah. They gotta invite me back. You tell them to invite me back. I had so much fun. Thank you, SMP. I'm like, what's SMP? Okay. Let's look real quick. I'll show you a little pillow that we did in the hoop. Let me see if I can find it. Let's go back to Forever Phoebe Louise. And remember, although it's not updated right now, we can go to Files and look for the Facebook Live video list. Click on that. Now it opens up and then we click on it again and it'll open up it'll save wherever it's saved. Let's open it up and let me see if I have that pillow in here. This was I swear it was last year or maybe the year before. So I'm going to zoom real quick. Boo pillow in the hoop. Here we go. So you can create an in the hoop pillow. This one was really small. Okay. So if you click on that link, here it is. Let me turn off the sound and can I zoom through? I can't because I can't get to my thingy. Here we go. Can I get down there? Let's see if I can show you a picture. I hope so. Oh, look at me showing stuff. Okay, let me back it up a little bit and let's just play it. And I'll show you this here. Look how different. Look how much my wall has changed. Just kidding. It hasn't changed at all. Well, tell Blaine I would love to come back. Okay. Let me see if I can fast forward. How can you fast forward? Nope, that just stops it. It was me showing it. Hold on. There it is. That's all in the hoop. Do you see that? That pillow right there? Go back and watch that video. That's all in the hoop. We created the whole pillow with the sides and everything. So definitely check that. Look at that face. Definitely check that out. If you want to, oh, Anna. Nope, not new share. It's there we go. If you want to learn to do that, because you could take that same technique, and I gave that one to one of my nieces because she loves Halloween. So I need to remake it, but it was only about this big. But we could take those same principles and make it into a pillow this big. She might steal it off of this one off of me too, but I don't know if I can give it to her. Your boo pillows on your mantle, yeah. If George is watching this, you can't have this one. Sorry, sweetie. Okay. This one's huge. But yeah. So yeah. Okay, let's see. Anything else? Okay. All righty. Well, I hope everyone's having a great week. That's pretty much what I've got to show you today. Hopefully you can figure out something cool to do with it. I was thinking that I should have done that with my bee because it would make my bee pop out. Look at my little bee back there. Hey, darling. Again, if you got visionary stitches, that bee design is in there along with a couple other, along with a bunch of other amazing designs in there from other baby lock people. We'll just call them the baby lock people. If you have any questions, just let me know. Now, I do have a little thing to say really quickly before we go, and you have to know that I'm very slow when I do things. So if you're watching and you have won some prizes in the past couple months, actually, they all went out this weekend. They're finally on their way to you. I have no excuse. I just got behind school, work, this. So it happens. So everybody should be getting their stuff this week. Unless you're in Canada, then you're going to get it a little bit later. All right. Well, thank you all so much for joining me today. Remember to post what you make. I'd love seeing what you make, and we inspire each other that way. I hope you guys have a fabulous week. One note is the last week of this month, we will not have Sunday Night Live because I am taking Jason to space camp. Yes, we're going to Kennedy Space Center. So for his birthday. So I hope you, that's going to be like the Halloween weekend. So hope you guys have a very happy Halloween if you celebrate it or have fun with it or do whatever you want to do with it. And yeah, have a good week. And I will see y'all all next week. Bye, everybody. I always forget how to push the button. Okay, bye.